His style has been really what he'd like it to be as a player, which is to run, which is to have a lot of offense involved. He's not been able to have that, so he's played a half-court game, more of a structured game. It's a team that has struggled over the year. That may be one of the reasons at the offensive end that they've struggled to score, that their defense is so good. They're leading the league in defense, but it may be coupled to the fact that they don't score a lot of points, and teams usually don't get a lot of cheap opportunities against them.
7 of his 12 players are brand new to the Chicago Bulls, and he's a brand new coach in his first year with this program. How does he feel the chemistry now is coming together?
Well, he's working on it. That's all I can say. He's like the mad scientist. He's trying to find the right combinations. He's trying to get things to be consistent. The formula every single night. You take a look at a new head coach, Mike Schuler. Of course, he's got to feel more comfortable than Doug Collins, even though Collins' team is a game over 500 and playing any better than anyone expected they would be at this point in the season.
Paul Mahalik, Jess Thompson, the officials. Mahalik, the senior official, will toss the ball in the air, and the opening tap will be between Steve Johnson and Brad Sellers. Sellers, the rookie out of Ohio State. Jordan against Porter. Michael Jordan. And Chicago leads 2-0. Terry Porter will be picked up by John Paxson, former Notre Dame All-American and the younger brother of Blazers standout Jim Paxson. Right to Steve Johnson, and we're tied at 2. Terry Porter with Kenny Carr. And Terry will solo, and the Blazers have a 4-2 lead. John Paxson with Terry Porter. Now outside to Oakley. Sellers off the mark. Oakley an offensive rebound. And Michael Jordan has 4, and our game is tied at 4.
An offensive foul against Drexler.
That's our first personal foul of the ball game. Chicago, a very dominant team on the boards, and they're out-rebounding their opponents by more than 4 offensive boards a game, and they are a very physical team down low.
Well, the way you really stop all of that is to get hard pressure on the basketball, force players away from the positions that they'd like out on the floor, and then you have a chance to get the ball. 2 Trailblazers right then. Steve Johnson and Kenny Carr fight for that rebound. They lose it. Carr is upset about that. You know that they're going to be difficult to get, but if you're forcing players and teams away from the things they like to do, then the rebound total shouldn't be as high.
Earl Curitan, German out of Detroit University, gets the ball to Michael Jordan. And another offensive rebound for Chicago.
They get a travel, and a fortunate travel for the Trailblazers as Jordan was camped underneath the basket wide open, but Portland had a couple of opportunities to come up with that basketball and just missed.
Just over 10 minutes to go, opening quarter. We're tied at 4. Nice to have you with us tonight. Blazers with Terry Porter ramrodding the offense. Steve Johnson turns it over to Michael. John Paxson, Oakley. Curitan Jordan's miss comes off to Steve. Clyde Drexler and Kenny Carr. Nice drive by Kenny, and the Blazers lead 6-4.
I think what you try to do against the Chicago Bulls is what the Los Angeles Lakers do against everybody. Run after everything. Force the pace and the tempo of the ball game so that you don't have to get into a half-court setup game and let them know that you're going to score after everything. Another violation, this one against Sellers, as they get another travel.
Any reproduction or rebroadcast of tonight's game is strictly prohibited unless authorized by Blazer Broadcasting. Announcers are selected and paid by Pro Basketball Incorporated. 9.5 minutes to go, quarter number 1. Blazers leading by 2. Screening action for Vandeweghe. Kenny Carr. Look at a possible double team. Spin away from it and called for the walk.
Well, he traveled, took a knee in the thigh. Not happy about that, but he was working against his shot clock, so they were going to have to get that ball in the air. They come away with nothing. Portland with the 2-point advantage. Brand new scoreboard here at Chicago Stadium, too.
Turnovers even at 3 apiece, so defensive pressure, a big story so far. There's Oakley. Oakley's been working a lot on that outside shot, and after a real struggle in December that saw his shooting percentage down to 40, he has come on pretty well in the last few games. Vandeweghe.
I think you make Charles Oakley show you that he's going to be a consistent perimeter player. The strength of his game is down, low, and dirty, so if he's going to pop from the outside, allow him. Good steal by Drexler, Portland running.
Good job by the Chicago Bulls to eventually clamp down on Clyde.
Well, Clyde committed himself in the air a little bit too soon, and the players were too close, and he realized it, tried to squeeze it behind, and threw it away.
Trailblazers so far 4 for 4 from the floor, but they've turned the ball over 4 times. John Paxson, who's having his finest year and shooting better than 50% from the floor, misses that one. It's 8-6 Blazers lead. We have been tied at all the 2-point stops so far, 2, 4, and 6. And Chicago will have a chance for another tie. Brad Sellers. Steve Johnson failed to get back, and Sellers had the easiest hoop he'll probably have all night. 8-8, 4th tie. Speaking of ties, we got a couple of new ties today. Down on Michigan Avenue. You said the ones you liked weren't the ones on sale. Clyde Drexler.
You won't find that kind of play on sale either, as Drexler hammers that one home over the top.
Hey, for a play like that, I'll pay full price. Great move by Michael Jordan, but he can't cash in. The Blazers leading 10-8. 7:20 to go, first quarter.
Good drive by Kiki as he weaved his way through the traffic right then. He's got 4 in the period. Portland has a 4-point advantage.
First time in the game, either team is led by more than 2. Oakley over Carr.
Now that's where most of Oakley's shots are going to go, so now you got to be ready to rebound it and run it down the other way. He would be the ideal guy to start your fast break. Let him shoot that jumper, rebound it, and run it down the other way. He's going to make some, but his percentage out there is not, that's not the strength of his game.
Oakley had a good game against Cleveland, game many of you may have seen on WTBS a couple of nights ago. And there's another turnover and a traveling violation. And we have a timeout called by Chicago. 6:57 left, opening quarter. It's the Blazers 12 and Chicago 8. We're coming right back after these messages.
That both coaches have to be happy of the Bulls and not seeing the Trailblazers run at every opportunity and able to get some offense themselves. Portland with a couple of easy chances, and I think he would like to see, that's Mike Schuler, those kinds of shots come not quite as quickly as Kiki's did that time, but a little bit more movement.
A rebound by Charles Oakley. Oakley in his last 3 games averaging 16 points and 16 boards a game. A Brad Sellers miss, off to Kenny Carr, a steal by Jordan, and a basket by Michael Jordan. Blazer lead 2 at 12-10.
Good rebound by Kenny Carr, and Terry Porter didn't really present himself for a good outlet pass, and Jordan stepped in, got 2.
Second field goal by Terry Porter as the Blazers get some of that effective in and out action with Steve Johnson kicking the ball back out. In some of the ball games recently, Steve hasn't been getting the ball out quite as well as I think he did earlier in the year, Steve.
Well, he had a couple of ball games where he was struggling scoring. I think he was trying to concentrate on the scoring. When your confidence is high, you don't worry about scoring. They double on Jordan.
quickly around Kenny. Good help down low. And Seller's shot is off the mark to Steve Johnson. 14-10 Blazers lead. 5:45 left, quarter number 1. Drexler, no good to Sellers.
Well, that's another quick shot against a set defense. You got 1-on-5 when you're shooting a ball like that, and you want to see the ball and the personnel moved around a little bit more. Good pass from Oakley inside to Sellers. They call Drexler for the foul. You see Oakley going up for the shot. He sees Sellers drop in there. Drexler will reach across and get him across the arm as well, get a piece of ball.
It's the second personal foul on Clyde Drexler. Jerome Kersey checks into the Trailblazer lineup.
He will give Kenny Carr his first breather from handling the monster Oakley inside.
14-11, Blazers by 3. And Sellers' second free throw is no good. Brad makes 1 of 2. Steve Johnson becomes ball handler and is called for carrying the ball. That is the 6th Trailblazer turnover in just over 6 minutes.
Well, they're averaging a turnover a minute, and of course you don't want that to continue the entire night, or we're going to see 48 of them, and that's going to allow Chicago more opportunities.
That would also be an NBA record. The Trailblazers on the year averaging 19 turnovers a game. Jordan with Clyde. Good defense and help by Jerome. A 3-second violation is called on Charles Oakley. Now, what about Clyde's defensive job so far on Jordan?
He's done a good job. I think, you know, again, Jordan is going to get a certain number of shots that's going to get him a point total that, you know, not going to be able to deny. So if he has a bad night, you can look for him to have somewhere between 25 or 30 points. And if he's having a good one, somewhere between 35 and 50. And I think you just have to make him work harder, as Clyde did on that attempt.
The foul is called on Brad Sellers. It's his first.
Big improvement in Steve Johnson's game has been his ability to put it on the floor, even though he didn't show it when he was handling the ball as a guard. But against a set defense in that situation, he generally surprises the defender.
Steve draws 3 men and finds the open man for his second assist on a Jerome Kersey basket. And Jerome in the scorebook for the first time. 16-11, Blazers by 5, their largest lead. We have 4.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Michael Jordan working very hard against Clyde to make something happen. I'll tell you, that promises to be a great matchup. And I think it's the kind of matchup that Clyde really will thrive on.
Michael Jordan, 2 shots.
Dave Corzine is going to be checking in for the Chicago Bulls, the big veteran out of DePaul.
What you get generally is when you have one great player playing against another, they want to show that, particularly when they've got all-around skills like Drexler and Jordan both possess, that one is just a little bit better in one area than the other. I think that Clyde has a tough job trying to shut down Michael Jordan at the offensive end because of the opportunities that he gets in terms of the shots and the freedom that he has at the offensive end. He's got a great outside shot. He's got a tremendous first step to the hoop. But Clyde has done a good job here early in the ball game.
It's 16-13. Blazers by 3. The 2 free throws for Jordan give Michael 8 points. Vandeweghe against Jordan, and Jordan is called for the foul. It is the first on Michael and the second foul on Chicago.
Well, Mr. J can't believe it. Vandeweghe with his quick first step gets an advantage, reached across, and that's really where he got the official's attention, got a piece of the ball, but a part of the hand as well, and Kiki will go to the line.
Vandeweghe second in the NBA in free throw shooting, just behind Larry Bird. Bird right now the only man in the league over 90%.
Coaches always tell players to reach up, come up with the hand and tip it away. It seems to be an unnatural move, and you're always chopping down, and even if you do get a piece of the ball, the official usually sees a hand come down and they'll go against you.
John Paxson matched up with Terry Porter. Paxson developed so well here that in part it made Steve Coulter surplus baggage, and they eventually dealt him to Philadelphia last week for Sedale 3. We have 4 minutes left in the quarter as Michael Jordan gets his 10th point. Blazers 18, Chicago 15. Jordan has 10 of the Bull total. Drexler to Kersey. Kiki. And Jerome. Nice
ball
shot.
movement that time by the Trailblazers to get Kersey a wide open jumper at the top.
4 points for Jerome. Blazer lead again 5. 3.5 minutes to go in the quarter. Here's Big Corzine.
Now Corzine does not operate well down low, even though he worms his way around and gets that hoop to follow. Looked like he traveled to get that one, but he gets his first 2 of the night.
2017 Blazers. And Clyde in transition cashes in quickly, and the Blazer lead goes to 5. He'll have a chance for a 3-point play.
That's his first 13.
Drexler right at the top. Jordan was late getting there. Corzine was even later, got him right smack dab in the middle of the elbow, and Drexler has a chance to get his 5th point if he drops a free throw.
Clyde Drexler now with 5 points. 23-17. Blazer lead at 6. Largest of the game. Earl Kiriton. Blazers now 10 of 15 shooting, Steve.
Well, they did a good job of keeping the 2-man game going, but Terry Porter sunk back too far that time, not allowed Paxson enough daylight to get that jumper up and down. 23-19.
Steve Johnson scores on the power move. Nice pass from Jerome Kersey, and Corzine gets his 2nd foul. We've got a timeout. 2:44 left. First quarter. Blazers 25, Chicago 19. We're coming right back after this timeout. In all of our televised games this season, Smith's Home Furnishings will salute the Trailblazers star of the game. Steve and I will select the Smith star of the game. We'll announce our selection at the end of tonight's play-by-play. The Blazer star of the game will receive a special gift from Smith's Home Furnishings. Jim Paxson checks into the Trailblazer lineup for his first appearance. Brad Sellers is coming back in for Chicago, and also for the Bulls wearing number 20 is Gene Banks. He came here from San Antonio in a trade for Steve Johnson, who's at the lines. Steve Johnson with 1 shot, trying to complete a 3-point play, and if he makes it, Portland would have a lead of 7 with 2:44 to go in the quarter. Have you been working with Steve on his free throws?
No, I won't take credit either way.
Dave Corzine, John Paxson with Jim Paxson. Brother against brother. That's a fun matchup to watch.
Near steal by Jim Paxson.
Shot clock down to 4. Corzine. Michael Jordan. Foul is called. Foul is going to be called on Clyde Drexler. Let's pause here 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Trailblazer Television Network.
Join us for the premiere of the CBS series The Shell Game, which will be seen in its entirety following tonight's game right here on Coin TV.
The foul on Clyde Drexler was his 3rd. He will come out. Terry Porter is back in. At the free throw line, Michael Jordan looking for points 11 and 12. There's number 11, our score, 26-20. Sadeo Freed into the ball game for the Bulls. He'll replace John Paxson. What about Kenny Carr on the Blazer bench, Steve?
Carr got that thigh bruise early in the ball game. He probably will not return the rest of the night, so Portland will have to operate without him.
That'll be a tough matchup now with Charles Oakley. Of course, Oakley out of the ball game right now with Sellers back in. It's 26-21. Blazers by 5. Their largest lead 7. We have 2:05 left to go in the quarter. Good 2-man game with Paxson and Steve Johnson, and the hook shot will go. Will they count it?
They call a travel against Steve Johnson before that, so it's a turnover against the Trailblazers, and Sadeo Freed will run the attack for the Chicago Bulls.
Doug Collins has been very pleased with Sadeo Freed because he's done something Steve Calder didn't do, and that was provide an outside threat. Good play by Jim Paxson, but Freed retrieves. Shot clock at 8. Corzine. Sellers. Shot clock at 3.
Second opportunities right now are killing the Trailblazers, and Jordan is working the offensive glass very well. Comes up with his 14-point, but remember the long shot by Corzine. Jordan chased that one down. The Sellers shot with the clock down again to under 3 seconds, and Jordan gets that and puts it back in.
Steve Johnson with a soft hook. Rebound off to Sellers. Bulls can close to within 1. Sadeo Freed. Banks and Corzine bruising Portland Portland on the boards and will have a foul call. And it's on Jerome Kersey. I'll tell you, without Kenny Carr, Portland's really going to need better efforts on the boards.
Well, they've got to get some bodies on the inside. Gene Banks has Portland's defense caved in. Corzine gets a hand on it and keeps it alive. And it looks like, if anything else on that call, it should have been a jump ball as Kersey met Corzine right at the top with the basketball.
Charles Oakley and Dave Corzine out for Chicago. We have a minute left to go in the period.
Illegal defense.
And the Blazers are called for illegal defense.
First violation warning.
It's the first violation, so the Bulls will get a new 24-second clock and will have the ball at side court. Gene Banks into Sedale 3. Less than a minute to go in the period. A Chicago basket would make it a one-point game. Oakley.
Again, you let Oakley go from out there. He nails this one. But what you want to do is get that shot to come from the outside, get bodies on the inside, try to rebound. Oakley's going to pick up the personal foul at the other end against Steve Johnson.
Foul on Charles Oakley.
It's the first foul on Charles Oakley. And it's the 5th team foul, so the Blazers finally get to the free throw line here with 45 seconds left in the quarter. Portland, one of the best teams in the NBA, and getting an advantage of plus points at the free throw line. They're averaging 5 points a game more than their opponents at the free throw line, and that's one of the NBA's top 4 marks.
Well, the way you get it is going to the hoop, and they've had a lot of players that have been taking the ball to the basket. Vandeweghe, Drexler. Steve Johnson gets a lot of foul opportunities on the inside with all of his movement.
Elston Turner.
Elston Turner will come into the ball game for the Chicago Bulls, and he'll give Michael Jordan a rest. So Jordan plays just over 11 minutes in the opening period. Turner, one of the cast-offs from Denver, who's found a home here in Chicago, one of the 7 new men on that Bulls roster. 27-25 Blazers. Johnson with his second shot.
What's that behind?
Sedale 3, picked up by Terry Porter. Good steal by Porter.
Terry steal by 3.
25 seconds in the period. Leach scores. 27-27 tie. Double team trap. Good pass by Porter. Steve takes it home. Steve Johnson now with 8 in the quarter. 14 seconds left. 24-second clock now off. Chicago will hold for the final shot of the period. No, they won't. Sedale for 3. Rebound to Oakley. Banks has it. Banks no good, and a wild ending to the opening first quarter. Score after 1, Portland 29, Chicago 27. Back with second quarter action in just a moment. Brow and the Trailblazers are conducting a program that has been of great interest to our fans, and at the end of this quarter, Steve and I will give you all of the details. 29-27, Blazers by 2 after 1, but with Kenny Carr having a bruised thigh and Clyde Drexler with 3 fouls, there are some problems that loom large.
Well, there are some problems. I think you could bring Drexler back in the ballgame, perhaps hide him for the remainder of the period on someone out there, because all the Bulls are not threats if you want to get some playing time out of him. Paxson is able to fill the bill at the offensive end, so the Trailblazers won't be hurt too much. The thing that they've got to do is increase the tempo of the game to like it was at the end of the first period when they were playing wide open, run-and-gun basketball.
Now, all of the Bulls may not be threats, but at least one of them is a 3. And Sedale misses to Steve Johnson. 31-27, Blazers by 4. Jerome Kersey scores from the outside. He has 6 points, and the Blazers lead by 6. Just over 11 minutes to go, quarter number 2. Action live from Chicago Stadium. Oakley and Johnson. Steve to Terry Porter.
Good lead pass ahead to Kiki Vandeweghe. They'll get the whistle against Sedale 3. And again, that chopping motion, and you heard the hand make contact with the ball. If he was able to get his hand to come up the other way, might have been able to pop it free, but it looked to him like I got all ball, and Vandeweghe walks to the free throw line.
Caldwell Jones comes into the ball game and replaces Steve Johnson. Steve getting his first rest tonight. Vandeweghe at the line will shoot 2. He's trying to give Portland their largest lead of the night. One thing perhaps in Portland's favor, Steve, the Bulls have struggled against teams with better than 500 records. Chicago is only 4-10 against the league's better teams. Blazers are 9-10, and we'll try and go to 10-10 tonight. 8 for Vandeweghe. Blazers lead by 8, their largest margin of the ball game.
Now with the unit that they have out on the floor, with Sedell 3 being a legitimate outside threat, you really want to put some hard pressure on the basketball, not allow these guys to cave you in and get multiple opportunities. They're working against the shot clock, which is now down to 5. That's the thing that you can't allow to happen. You get them to take a tough shot with Banks and then allow Sellers to grab the rebound and put it in from a foot away. Oh my, great effort by Kiki Vandeweghe just to get the ball in the air. And Fate finally smiles on him. You'll see him just flip this back up in the direction of the basket, and he gets it to go.
Really, Banks was simply trying to foul Vandeweghe, and it was almost just a throwaway shot, and it went in. That's 10 in the game now for Kiki. Blazers leading by 8. Completes the three-point play and has 11. 38-29. The lead is now 9. Oakley with Caldwell, and Jones blocks the shot. Nice play by C.J. Porter.
Good shot selection by Porter. The defense was flattened out. He had a chance to get a good shot, have a chance to rebound it. They're going to put some pressure on Sedell 3 as the Bulls want a timeout.
They take a 20-second timeout. So Portland throws pressure on, and suddenly Chicago is forced to ask for a 20-second timeout. The Blazers doing very well.
Well, the problem is they have no O, and if you have no O, you must call timeout to get some, and that means Jordan should be coming back in this ball game pretty quickly. They've gotten 2 points, and we're at the 2-minute mark. Jordan has been out for just about 3 minutes in the ball game.
You see Trailblazer coach Mike Schuler. Hey, how would you like to have a chance to win 2 reserved seat tickets to every Trailblazer game during the month of February? And what a lineup we've got coming in. Dallas, Phoenix, the Lakers, Boston on the 13th, Atlanta, and Milwaukee. All you have to do is take a look at the Blazer page in This Week magazine, send in the entry blank, and you might win 2 tickets to every Trailblazer game in February. You see Michael Jordan coming into the ball game, and Gene Banks will check out. Well, you know what call Doug Collins would make, and he made the call to Mr. Jordan.
He wants to keep his job.
40-29, Blazers by 11.
Jordan had 14 in the first period of play. He comes right back in and goes to work at the offensive end, picks up the personal foul. Mike Schuler's over complaining, saying he hooks. Didn't look like any contact right there. Really not enough contact to get Jordan on the line, but he's there and has a chance for a 3-point play.
The foul on Jerome Kersey is his second. Again, Clyde Drexler on the bench with 3. 17 now for Michael Jordan. Score, 40-32, Blazers by 8. Porter with 3. Caldwell Jones with Charles Oakley. Kersey, shot clock at 10. Jerome against Sellers. Nice move.
Kersey almost out of control, but got himself on balance enough to get that outside jumper to go down. Portland wants to have good pressure on the basketball. You know that they're going to try to find Michael Jordan at some point.
Brad Sellers over Kiki. And the rebound to Elston Turner.
And the second opportunities have really hurt the Trailblazers. The ball ends up in Jordan's hand. They're going to get a free throw, or at least a foul against Terry Porter on the reach.
Fouls on Terry Porter. His first, second team. Steve Johnson back.
Well, that was some Matador defense, which really Porter never touched anybody, but it cost him a personal foul because of his position. Corzine in the ball game. Oakley will come out.
For the Blazers, Steve Johnson back into the lineup, and he'll pair now with Caldwell Jones. Getting a rest, Kiki Vandeweghe. So a lot more height now on the respective front lines.
Well, Jones will handle the rookie Brad Sellers and Steve Johnson against Dave Corzine. Corzine can make that shot. You got to get up on him. Ball out of bounds off Sellers' hand.
We have 8:51 to go in the first half. Portland leading 42-32. Porter with 3. Bruce getting a lot of minutes tonight.
Good pass to Paxson. Caught him right at the end when he had his step. Jim's got 2 more. That's 4 in the period.
44-32. 12-point lead, the Blazers' largest. Sellers.
He has the reputation of being an outside shooter for it. He's going to lose it because he hasn't made but one tonight, and he's taken a lot of them. Caldwell
Takes a walk through the key, and the Blazers will turn the ball over one more time. Turnovers in the game, 9 for Portland, 7 for Chicago. 8:15 to go, first half. Another fine halftime feature coming up tonight. Hope you'll stay with us for that. Michael Jordan now with 19. Jerome Kersey.
Well, he was there, Steve Johnson was, but Michael Jordan made a great defensive reaction to make the steal and had the Bulls in a transition.
Great shot is off the mark to Terry Porter. Porter. Beautiful move by Terry. Porter now is 4 for 4 from the floor. Jerome Kersey, 4 for 4 from the floor. Farzane.
Now, the second opportunities are just killing the Trailblazers. Sellers gets this one to go, but they're getting that first shot to come so deep out on the floor, but they're not getting anybody to come back and attack the basketball. Sellers has 7 in the game.
Portland really showing how badly they're missing Kenny Carr, sitting on the bench right now with a bruised thigh that he came up with in the opening quarter. Steve Johnson.
They're able to score almost at will at the other end. So when you get them to keep the ball out of the hands of Michael Jordan, you got to make them pay.
Michael Jordan, 7 in the quarter, 21 in the game, 21 of Chicago's 38. 6:45 left, and we have a Trailblazer timeout. 6:47 left. Second quarter, Blazers 48, Chicago 38. Right back after these messages. The Trailblazers leading Chicago 48-38. 6:47 left to go, second quarter, and the Trailblazers shooting has certainly nothing to fault you at all. 8 of 8 from the floor.
Well, you take a look at Terry Porter in transition. He's going to weave his way right down through the Bulls, come up, throw it off the window, and get the left-hander to fall in. Paxson in the ball game. He joins Sedell Threet, Michael Jordan, Brad Sellers, and Dave Corzine. Steve Johnson scores. The Trailblazers have yet to miss a shot in this period of play. That's 9 of 9.
In the game, the Blazers are 21 for 20-60. That's better than 81%.
Well, you know that's not going to continue, so you want to make hay while you can. They finally get an outside shot to fall. Sedell Threet is the guy that nails it.
50-40, 6:15 to go, first half. Blazers' largest lead has been a dozen. Chicago has never led by more than 2.
Jordan has the responsibility of handling Jerome Kersey. Good move by Kersey. He doesn't get it to go, but there's Steve Johnson. So Portland, who has not missed many, gets a rare follow-up.
Steve Johnson now with 14, 6 in the quarter. He is Portland's leading scorer. Sellers down low. Blocked by Caldwell. And here's Jerome.
Well, you got to keep going with the ball now, Jerome. You got yourself in the middle of the floor, and he does. He finds Jim Paxson. Paxson scores. 6 in the period for Paxson.
Pax averaging 12 and a half on the year off the bench. Kersey, 12-2. So those two have been a consistent force for Mike Schuler. 3, no good. Rebound, Steve Johnson.
Again, the Bulls are spread out. They'll find Jerome Kersey on the other side. He can't close. And Sellers traveled, so Portland gets a break with a 14-point advantage. Charles Oakley's going to come back in the game. Dave Corzine will sit down. And this is the way you want to have the Bulls. Now look at all those guys there. Kersey has a good shot at trying to score right here and just misses getting it off the window. Vandeweghe will come in and replace him.
Vandeweghe for Jerome Kersey, 54-40. Blazers leading by 14, and certainly Portland controlling the tempo in tonight's ball game. Paxson misses, and John Paxson, Jim's brother, into forecourt. Jordan scores. The basket will count. The foul is called on Kiki Vandeweghe, and that's his first.
Well, you wonder why that man's clapping, because he knows if he's doing things like this, the rest of his team is going to pick up behind it. Jordan down on the baseline, weaving his way, and then just an acrobatic effort that goes off the window. He's got another three-point play, and that's 10 in a period and 24 on the night. 54-40,
54-43. Blazers by 11. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Here's Jim Paxson, and he scores. That's 8 in the quarter for Jim. Right now, Michael Jordan putting on a spectacular show. We'll go back with a first-year feature piece on Michael Jordan at halftime. I think you'll find very interesting. The future looked promising then. It even looks brighter now. Porter, offensive rebound off his own missed shot. Portland by 13, Pax for 3. Vandeweghe, the tip up and in. Portland has not had many offensive rebounds tonight, and Kiki gets a rare one and puts it home. The Portland lead is 15. And Chicago asks for timeout. Blazers 58, Chicago 43. Right back after these messages. Coming up at halftime, Blazer Update. Our first half statistics and highlights and our special feature tape on NBA superstar Michael Jordan.
Well, you look at the second period of play, and that will tell you the importance of Michael Jordan to this basketball team. The Bulls have scored 6 points other than Jordan. Brad Sellers has 4. Sedell Freed has 2. The 10 points that have come from Michael Jordan. They have a total of 16 in the period. And if they don't find Jordan, it's going to be a long night for them. Turner from the outside.
Turner makes the basket. New man in the game for Portland, number 6, Michael Holton, who a year ago played briefly here in Chicago.
Well, the Bulls lineup is featuring 3 guards, Jordan, Paxson, Elston, Turner, and Portland has a chance really to get a good inside attack going. This time they go with Holton.
Excellent pass by Jim Paxson. The double team on Jim. It freed up Michael Holton, and he makes his first shot. Score, 60-45, Portland by 15. The Blazers on a record-setting field goal shooting pace right now for a half.
My. Jordan beat the defense. Sellers came in to get the foul, but again, you've got to stop him from getting that quick first step or he's going to be in the interior, and good things will happen for the Chicago Bulls because of it.
Steve, is it possible for teams to keep Michael Jordan on the perimeter with one man?
Yes, depends on how far away that one man gets. Great pass from Jordan. Oakley can't finish, but Sellers is there for the tip.
Bulls get 4 in a row at 60-49, approaching 3 minutes left in the first half. We have a foul call, I believe, on Sellers, who shoved Kiki Vandeweghe as Kiki was on a turnout into the corner.
That's his second, third team.
Well, it's a rookie mistake, and the rookie realizes it. Just frustration by him as Vandeweghe beat him down the other end. Picks up the personal foul, and Portland will get a new 24 seconds. But to answer your question, sure, you can keep Jordan on the outside simply by backing off of him. He's a good enough perimeter player where he's going to make those 2, so you just can't give him a free opportunity.
I don't think, though, he's had to take a shot beyond 15 feet all night long.
Vandeweghe for 3.
Rebound, Elston Turner. 3 minutes left in the quarter. Good pressure by Michael Holton.
Well, he opened with about a 15-footer, and the rest of his play has been inside for the rest of the half.
Jordan with Jim Paxson. Off the pick, Michael Jordan. He has made his 8 of his last 9 shots from the floor.
He's warm. He's the guy that's going to keep them close and keep them in the ball game. And what you want to do is make him do that, keep everybody else out of the ball game, continue to score as Portland has. They can't convert that one, and here come the Chicago Bulls, down 9.
John Paxson has it blocked. Shot clock at 14. Oakley with Steve Johnson and John Paxson. Sellers soars over Vandeweghe and taps it out of bounds. And there's the foul call on Sellers for over the back.
14, third personal against Sellers.
Third personal foul on Brad Sellers. He joins Clyde Drexler in that column.
Well, they have to do that. The Bulls have to try to get as many second shots as they can. They got to try to come over the top, do anything that they possibly can. They've got a lot of bodies up front that they can throw at you, and they've got to use every one.
Jim Paxson scores over Elston Turner. So Jim Paxson has 10 points in the quarter, and he's continued with the hot shooting the Trailblazers have had. A brilliant shooting display by the Blazers. 62-51, a minute 40 to go.
Well, Paxson's 10 is neutralizing Jordan's 12, so Portland's able to maintain that advantage, and that's what you want as they force Turner to come from the outside.
For Elston Turner, 4 points, 62-53. A minute 15 to go in the first half. Kenny Carr, we are told, will definitely not play again tonight because of the thigh bruise. Knee in the thigh in the first quarter. 62-53. John Paxson, Brad Sellers, nice move. He's been watching Michael Jordan. A minute to go in the quarter, 13 for Brad Sellers. Blazers take a quick timeout. A 20-second timeout by the Blazers as Chicago has now cut a 15-point lead to 7.
Well, you know, if you're Brad Sellers, the coach wants you to dunk that ball. He doesn't want to see you come up with the circus shot at that point. He makes it. The crowd erupts here at Chicago Stadium, and as I said before, it's one of the oldest and noisiest arenas in the NBA, and just a little bit of noise really reverberates in this place.
In just a minute, we'll give you our fan vote question for tonight's ball game, and you'll have a chance to again cast your ballot on an item of issue to Trailblazer fans and something that we'd like to have your opinion on. 62-55, Mike Schuler trying to stop a Chicago rush. We had a stockyard stampede by the Bulls the last couple of minutes. Steve double-teamed. Nice pass, and Holton blows the lay-in, switching to the right hand. John Paxson, strip by Porter, ball knocked out of bounds. 34 seconds left in the period.
Well, that's a typical left-hander's try with his right hand. It's a weak attempt by Holton. A good play, but he couldn't finish it. But most left-handers don't do well with their right hand.
Earl Curran in for Brad Sellers, and Jerome Kersey in for Jim Paxson for Portland. Michael Jordan on the spin move. Johnson the rebound. The shot clock is 6 seconds ahead of the game clock. The game clock on your screen. Terry Porter. A lot of room in the middle.
Well, they got 7 seconds. They finally get the ball to Kiki Vandeweghe. He's working against the clock at 5. Tough try.
Vandeweghe scoop won't go. 2 seconds left, and that's going to do it. A wild and woolly finish to the second quarter, much as we add to the first. We've got an exciting, wide-open game in Chicago tonight. Our halftime score, the Blazers 62, the Bulls 55. Right back in just a moment. Blazers leading at halftime, 62-55, and these were some of the highlights.
Well, what Portland wanted to do was get an accelerated pace, and Terry Porter, trying to push the tempo, had the Chicago Bulls flattened out. Clyde Drexler found the same thing, and when you're playing that close to the hoop, you're going to get a lot of high-percentage tries. Michael Jordan, with a good theft, got Chicago back into the ball game. Portland had about a 6-point advantage at that point, and Chicago then went to ride the shoulders of Jordan, who can do it all inside and out. This one comes over the top. Jordan had a little bit of help. Players like Oakley and Brad Sellers eventually found the shooting range. Chicago Bulls struggled in that first half of play trying to find some offense, particularly from the perimeter. Great steal by Sedale Threet, and this ended the first period of play as Threet pushes the ball the other way, looks off the defense of Steve Johnson, and takes it coast to coast after making the steal.
Meisterbrow and the Trailblazers have made it possible for you, the fans, to register your opinion on specific issues. And tonight's Meisterbrow fan vote question is, there's now an open spot on the Blazer roster. Do we need another center? Express your views by calling 733-5111 if you think we need another center, 733-5222 if you do not think we need another center. A click will indicate your call has been recorded. Underway third quarter. Trailblazers leading by 7, and Drexler's shot is no good, and the rebound to Michael Jordan. 26 in the first half for Michael Jordan, Steve.
Well, the bad news about that 26 was it was a solid 26, 10 of 16 from the field, so he shot the ball extremely well.
Contact between Jordan and Kersey, and Jerome is called for the personal foul. That's the third personal foul on Jerome. The second half of this game is being brought to you in part by Miller Genuine Draft, cold filtered for real draft smoothness. It's beer at its best. By Fred Meyer One-Stop Shopping Centers. There's always another reason to shop at Fred Meyer, and by the Greater Portland area Toyota dealers. Shot clock at 15 as Michael Jordan struggles against a triple team, makes a great pass to Oakley and scores. Yes, Michael Jordan can make the great pass. And Clyde Drexler scores at the other end. The basket for Oakley, by the way, was just his third. He has 6 points. Drexler's point total now at 7. Jordan given the outside shot, makes it. He has 28. It's 64-59. Blazers by 5. 10:45 left, third period.
The thing with Jordan is you don't want to put him on the free throw line when he scores. Steve Johnson misses that chance inside.
Blazers shot 61% in the first half. The Bulls 41%. Chicago had an advantage, 26-20 on the boards. And in offensive rebounds, Steve, 14 offensive boards for Chicago, 7 by Brad Sellers.
Sellers had a total of 10 rebounds. Again, Jordan from the perimeter. Good rebound by Steve Johnson, but they're going to call a push.
Steve Johnson.
Steve Johnson was dueling with Earl Curitan.
His second team foul.
See the ball come up and you watch a body fly out of there as Oakley got a little bump with the hip of Steve Johnson, and they will get the basketball back. That is the second personal foul against Johnson.
Curitan to Jordan. Michael pulls the trigger, and for the first time tonight misses 2 shots in a row. Terry Porter, Kiki Vandeweghe.
Well, Drexler, who wants to get in this ball game, was timing his steps for a live pass. It didn't come. They swing the ball back around to Kiki Vandeweghe. He strikes home for his first 2 and 15th of the ball game.
66-59, just inside the 10-minute mark in the third period. Trailblazers have won 5 of their last 8 on the road, 14 of their last 18 games overall. Good rebound by Vandeweghe to screen off Sellers. Kiki. Foul should go on Sellers, and that is his 4th personal foul. 4 fouls on Brad Sellers.
Now you see Kiki Vandeweghe struggling with the basketball right there. Then Kiki suddenly sees that the defense is open, gets just a little bit of contact from Sellers, continues on, gets the continuation, will go to the line. Banks in the ball game, Sellers out. Sellers, who in that first half of play was almost a shot a minute. He got 15 balls in the air, got 6 of them to go down, but he was really effective on the offensive boards. As you said, he had 7 for a total of 10 in the first half of play.
Kiki now 6 of 6 at the line tonight, make it 7 of 7. In the month of December, Vandeweghe, a 93% shooter at the line, made 93 of his last 100 free throws. 68-59 Portland. Charles Oakley to Michael Jordan.
Now you want to keep Jordan shooting that ball over the top of you right there. He's going to make some, but he's also going to miss, and when he does miss, you got a chance to run it down the other way.
Clyde doing a good job keeping Michael on the outside.
Good offensive tip by Kersey. Johnson doesn't go. Drexler finishes the play.
That's the first time tonight Portland has attacked the boards with more than 1 offensive rebound in a sequence. Blazers had only 5 offensive rebounds in the first half.
20-second timeout.
And we have a 20-second timeout taken now by Doug Collins, and he may want to address that very subject. His team is down by 11 after they made a strong run at Portland.
Well, I'm sure he's going to tell his team once they do get back and the ball does come up from the perimeter, they've got to do the thing that they do best, which is rebound it and clear it out of there so Portland doesn't get multiple opportunities. The problem when you shoot the ball when a team's in transition, they have trouble finding the bodies, and you cannot get that good position that you always like.
A final score tonight in the NBA. Cleveland beats the Los Angeles Clippers 103-93, and the long struggle continues for Don Chaney and his crew in Los Angeles. Here we have 8:57 left, third quarter, 70-59. Mike Schuler, I think, pleased with the way his team has come out here in the third period after, again, one of those late second quarter swoons that have happened all too frequently for his team. Chicago scored 10 of the last 12 in the second quarter.
Well, I don't know if that was a swoon. Chicago did play well, and you're going to get those breakdowns where your team just can't shoot the ball as well as Portland was shooting. They were shooting at an 80% clip, and they fall down, and they finish the half at 61.
Nice pass. Porter to Vandeweghe, and Kiki scores. And Vandeweghe has 6 in the quarter now and 19 in the game. 8.5 to go, third period. John Paxson with Terry Porter. Oakley.
They'll come back to Jordan if they can find him. Good drive by John Paxson.
John and Jim Paxton's mother here tonight from Dayton, Ohio to watch your sons play. 72-63, Blazers by 9. Vandeweghe. And it's Kiki Vandeweghe now that is providing the offensive dramatics here at the Chicago Stadium. He has 8 in the quarter, 21 in the game.
Well, he feels it after a real tough first half of play. He was score 13. He's got a good stroke going now, and he's looking to score whenever he gets a chance.
Watching that Drexler-Jordan matchup, worth the price of admission by itself. Now the switch off, and Banks ends up with Clyde, and Clyde just can't afford a 4th foul, and Gene Banks gets the easy lay-in. Jerome Kersey. It's 74-65, Portland, and the foul will be called on Charles Oakley, and the Chicago fans on this side scream. Second foul on Oakley.
Just on this side, that's stereo. It goes all the way around. They're screaming all over the stadium. Good pass inside to Steve Johnson. And whenever you get a player that plays as well as Johnson does down low and you're the defender, you've got to get to him on high. If you don't get him before he gets into that 5-foot area, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Results in a foul, and Johnson will shoot free throws. Steve
made 6 of 7 from the field in the first half and 2 of 3, plus had 10 rebounds. 74-65 Blazers, and 7:27 left third quarter. Portland on a 3-game road trip. Tomorrow night they'll be in New Jersey, and then on Sunday afternoon they have a game in Milwaukee. Mike Schuler's first trip back to the place where he coached with Don Nelson for the last 3 years.
It'll be his last trip too this year.
Yep. Steve Johnson, 1 of 2. Blazer lead is 10. Banks with Steve Johnson, and Gene lost it.
Oh, my.
Michael Jordan. Foul, I think, here on John Paxson, as Clyde Drexler caught him with a little stop-and-go move, and John Paxson picks up his first personal foul.
You see right here, Drexler almost makes a steal on that ball, and it pops off the knee of Jerome Kersey, goes back. Jordan shows on one side, brings it around the hoop. Again, the athletic talent of Jordan comes to the front.
Oakley and Drexler dueling for the rebound. Clyde knocks it away, and Chicago will have it. 6:59 to go, and we have a timeout on the floor. The score, the Trailblazers 75, the Chicago Bulls 67. We'll be right back after these messages. 7 minutes left third quarter. Trailblazers leading Chicago 75-67. The Blazers playing without Kenny Carr, suffered a thigh bruise in the opening period, and Mike Schuler and his staff made good adjustments in the halftime locker room, and the team has come out and played well, Steve.
Carr went out early in the ball game. They were hurt early in the ball game as well by the offensive rebounding, but they've adjusted since that time. They've shot the ball well, and I think, again, aggressiveness by the Trailblazers is going to be the key, not the fact that they're a strong rebounding team. The Chicago Bulls lead the NBA in rebounding, and you can see the reason why Jordan gets so much attention, that there are players that are going to be open in the seams, and they're attacking the foul, and they're attacking the glass.
Chicago makes one substitution here, number 21, Elston Turner, back in their lineup. John Paxson shot no good. Rebound to Michael Jordan, and he scores.
Now that's a bad break for Clyde Drexler. He went up, he tried twice to snare that ball. He couldn't get it. Jordan goes up and gets it, puts it in. He's got 6 in a period.
32 in the ball game for Michael Jordan, 75-69. Blazers lead, 6:25 to go, quarter number 3. Drexler shot no good. Oakley almost traveled with the ball. Trailblazers have not done well here. And Gene Banks scores, and a Blazer foul. It may be on Steve Johnson. Third foul on Steve Johnson, and Jim Paxson will be coming in.
Now you see good penetration by the Chicago Bulls, and that makes the defense collapse. They don't get a good reaction. Gene Banks has a chance for a 3-point play. Porter out of the ball game, Jim Paxson in.
Gene Banks, the player team representative and elder statesman on this club, 27 years of age, out of Duke University. 3-point play good. It's now a 3-point game. It's 75-72. The Paxson's duel, and Jim looks for a teammate down low. Clyde comes out to take the pass and knocks it down. in the quarter, 11 in the game, and the Blazers are up by 5. Gene Banks, Jordan with Drexler, and Clyde reached in, his 4th foul. During halftime, Steve, you told Clyde not to reach in.
Well, what makes this ball so tempting? You just get out there and the guy will reach in and grab your hand every time. You get some cheap shots, you go to the free throw line. Players in that situation have to try to realize not so much about the foul, but the type of shot that you want the guy to take. As long as he's not turning around and coming in on you, a fadeaway jumper is going to work in your favor.
33 for Michael Jordan. He's perfect at the line tonight. Now 7 of 7. This would make the game a 3-pointer, and it is 77-74. 5:42 left in the period. Vandeweghe with Elston Turner.
They got Elston Turner on a hold as Vandeweghe was trying to make a cut to the baseline. That's their 4th team. So Portland will get the ball out on the side, a new 24.
Interesting matchup there with Doug Collins going with Elston Turner at 6'5" against Kiki Vandeweghe.
Well, we see it where teams are using smaller players against the good players inside, but Turner has a good reputation for being a defensive player. Touched out by Drexler. Good rebound, Steve Johnson.
Steve Johnson is really hog-tied as he pulled down the offensive rebound, and the foul, I believe, will be on Gene Banks.
Well, Portland had multiple opportunities at the hoop that time. Gene Banks is complaining because he got caved in, but he had his hands all wrapped around Steve Johnson, so he had no complaint at that time.
The Trailblazers in the last 4 weeks have been consistently out-rebounding most of their opponents. Steve Johnson's free throw is good. Steve now with 16 points, and tonight at the line he is 4 of 6. He also has 13 rebounds. Steve's season average only 7-4 on the board. So he's having a great rebound night tonight. He's really stepped in, dug down deep to pick up that slack with Kenny Carr's absence. 79-74, Portland. 5 minutes to go in the period.
If you're the Bulls, you want to try to get the ball inside to Jordan. Jerome Kersey with a great reaction meets Jordan right at the top, and you got a jump ball.
And it's a key call, too, because Jerome already has 3 fouls.
Good reaction by Jerome Kersey. See who controls the tap.
We have a lane violation on the jump. One of the Chicago players stepped into the center circle too soon, so Portland will have the ball. Kiki.
See, there's a fadeaway jump shot. Vandeweghe does not get it. That's the same kind of shot you want to make Michael Jordan take when he posts up. Jordan comes in and it falls.
For Michael Jordan, 36 points, his season average 37-3, and we're still in the 3rd period. Drexler, nice body control by Clyde, 8 in the quarter, 13 in the game, 81-76. I'll tell you, Chicago fans thought they might be seeing a defensive game, but instead it is high-powered, pedal-to-the-metal offense tonight. Michael Jordan with 38, 81-78. What a ball game, Steve. This is everything you wanted from this game tonight. Great pass by Clyde, and Steve Johnson is fouled. Sweet pass by Clyde.
Fouls on Elston Turner.
That's why we bought tickets.
Penalty.
Bought tickets?
That's right. Drexler gets a good offensive rebound and squeezes the pass into Steve Johnson, going to the hoop, and he's got across the arm, and we'll go to the free throw line for Steve Johnson.
As he does, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Trailblazer Television Network.
KOIN TV, Portland, Vancouver. Your ticket to Blazer action.
Steve Johnson will try and make 1 of 2 and give Portland a 4-point lead. 4 minutes to go in the quarter. And the Blazers have 82. Chicago has 78. outside by Kiki. John Paxson. Shot clock at 10. And Portland is called for an illegal defense. It's their second violation and a technical foul.
Well, it's a call against Steve Johnson. He got stuck in the lane right there. Everybody had sucked back. Jordan trying to get these Bulls pumped up, going around, slapping hands as John Paxson goes to the free throw line.
An 88%er at the line. He's the best free throw shooter on this team. For John Paxson tonight, his 5th point. 82-79. Hey, how'd you like to see all of the Trailblazer games at home in the month of February? And that includes Boston and Atlanta and Dallas and Milwaukee. Flip the coupon. In This Week magazine on the Blazer page, page 7, mail it in, and you might be the lucky winner. What a lineup we've got in February at the MC. 82-79 Blazers. Here's Banks. Elston Turner. 82-81. The lead is finally now whittled to 1. This place is rocking. Paxson for Drexler. Ball loose, out of bounds. Chicago ball. There you see Jim and John Paxson's mother. Heroes or heartbreak either way, right, Steve? Chicago trying to take the lead for the first time since they led 4-2. Oakley and Johnson, foul on Steve. It is his 4th personal foul. And Mike Schuler asks for a timeout. 2:55 to play, 3rd quarter. We've got a great one. Blazers 82, Chicago 81. Right back after this timeout. As of this time, our Meisterbrow fan vote response has been 55% think yes, the Blazers need another center, and 45% think the Blazers do not need another center with that 12th man spot on the roster currently vacant. But it's not too late to voice your opinion on whether you think the Blazers should add a center to the roster. Call 733-5111 for yes, 733-5220 for no. A click will indicate your call has been recorded. Caldwell Jones in the Blazer lineup now. And Charles Oakley is at the free throw line. He's shooting 2 and has a chance to put the Bulls in front. The substitution of Caldwell Jones, the only change in the lineup. Steve Johnson out with 4 personal fouls. Oakley, 68% at the line on the year, has 8 points in tonight's game.
Well, you know the Bulls have done a much better job at the offensive end in this period. You want to weather the storm. The Trailblazers were not going to continue to shoot the ball at plus 60% the entire game. It is tied up at 82, and you want to go back with good execution, try to get back into a running game.
We are tied for the first time since 27, and Vandeweghe breaks the deadlock. Kiki now with 23 in the game, 10 in the quarter, 84-82. This indeed is the best in NBA basketball. This is one to save for the highlight tapes on our Summer Blazer Classic games for Blazer Cable. Gene Banks, Elston Turner. Good pass to John Paxson, and the rebound to Caldwell Jones, and here's Clyde with Michael Jordan. Drexler scores. 15 for Clyde, 10 in this quarter. Boy, don't you love to see those two guys dueling down the hardwood. Speaking of the hardwood, I don't know if they varnished this floor since Jerry Sloan was a rookie. We have 2 minutes left in the period. The foul is on Charles Oakley.
That's Oakley's 3rd personal foul. And without Steve Johnson inside, Oakley can pretty much have a pretty free hand at the defensive end against Caldwell Jones, as Portland will not look for Jones to score. Drexler, tough try. Stays.
Clyde, a big 3rd quarter. He's responded to that challenge now from Michael Jordan, as it has answered with a dozen in this period, the same total as Jordan. 88-82. Blazers have fought back with 6 in a row after Chicago battled back into a tie.
Now right there, you don't want to let them get that ball in the inside. They do, but it's forced back outside. Turner, who's not missing, nailed that one from long range.
Elston Turner, 4 in the quarter, 8 in the game. Blazers 88, Chicago 84, a minute 15 left, third period.
Quick shot by Kiki, it goes in. Kiki's got 12 in the period as well, so it's Drexler and Vandeweghe that are carrying the offensive load for Portland. Only one other player scored, and that is Steve Johnson.
90-84, final minute of the period, time remaining in the quarter on your screen. And a foul is called on the Michael Jordan drive. It's on Jerome Kersey, and now he becomes the third Blazer player to get his 4th personal foul. Dave Corzine comes into the lineup for the Chicago Bulls. And he'll go in on the front line now. And you see Corzine's parents there in the crowd. Let me make one correction. That score again, or that number to call in case you don't think the Blazers should use their last roster spot necessarily for a center, 733-52-22. That's for a no vote. 733-51-11 for a yes vote. Michael Jordan makes the free throw. And the Trailblazers
going to come out of the ball game, and Terry Porter will replace him. Sedell Threed in the ball game. John Paxson will sit down for the Chicago Bulls. Jordan with one more attempt at the line.
Jordan now has 40 in the game. He has been 40 or better 14 of his last 18 games. His season high is 50. 90-86 Blazers by 4. Terry Porter.
Try by Porter. Drexler can't corral it for Portland.
Elston Turner, Michael Jordan. Baseline drive, Corzine scores. Dave Corzine scores at the 32nd mark.
You would have to bet the way that Jordan's playing tonight that he probably will get 50 points. Drexler.
Chicago now a chance to tie the game as we close the third quarter. Jordan travels, and Portland will have the ball for the final shot of the period with 15 left in the quarter and leading 90-88.
Jordan had something special on his mind. He couldn't execute as he just lost control of the basketball. Portland will hold for the final shot. They got to get into it very quickly now. There's 7 seconds on the shot clock. Nice pass to Caldwell Jones.
And Caldwell hacked on the wrist. The foul is on Elston Turner. And it's his 3rd personal, all in this quarter.
Good play as they got Caldwell Jones moving to the basket. They dump it inside. He'll go to the line. Sedell Threed will sit down. It looks like he took a shot somewhere, and he's limping off. John Paxson comes back in.
2 seconds left in the quarter. Portland leading by 2. Caldwell Jones at the line, and Michael Holton will come in between free throws for Portland. Caldwell Jones with his first quarter of the night. There you see the work they're doing now on that knee. Trainer Mark File working on Sedell Threed. Caldwell's shot no good. Corzine fumbles it out with 1 second left, and the Blazers will have time for a shot.
They'll have time for a possession, and if they get the ball in quickly, they may get it up in the air. That depends on how they run this play. They got it.
Jim Paxson on a spectacular cutoff. Michael Holton's inbounds pass. Score after 3. The Blazers 91, Chicago 88. Fourth quarter action coming right up after this timeout. Blazers 93, Chicago 88, and it's been offensive fireworks tonight. We've got some guys working on some pretty good numbers, Steve.
Well, Trailblazers have great balance, and Kiki Vandeweghe leads the way. He has 25. He had 12 in the period. Drexler had 12 in the period to get his total up to 17. Steve Johnson, a solid game throughout. He has 18. For Jordan, it's been spectacular the entire evening. He opened with 14, fell back with 12 in the second, got another 14 for a total of 40, followed by Brad Sellers, who hardly got to play in that third period due to foul trouble. They'll come back out with Gene Banks, John Paxson, Elston Turner, Dave Corzine, and Michael Jordan.
A Again, if you're joining us late on the telecast tonight, Kenny Carr suffered a bruised thigh 6 minutes into the ball game and has had ice on that thigh and has not played since the opening period.
Well, Caldwell Jones gave Elston Turner a little chuck, sent him to the send him to the baseline, and that will get the Bulls with the basketball in the hands of Michael Jordan.
93-88 Portland, and here's the steal by Clyde.
They had a chance for a breakaway, and Paxson, trying to get out of the way, ran right into the path of Clyde Drexler, so Portland has to work. They come back with Kiki. Shot clock inside to Drexler. Nice block by Jordan.
Elston Turner, Michael Jordan. 42 for Jordan, 93-90. Vandeweghe is open and converts. 27 for Kiki Vandeweghe. Marvelous show tonight here at the Chicago Stadium. Blazers 95 and Chicago 90. You know, the Bulls are allowing only 102 points a game, best in the NBA. 7 more points, and the Blazers will be there already.
Well, I think you have to look for an accelerated pace. A bad break for Portland. Caldwell Jones can't corral that rebound. It comes back to Dave Corzine. The middle is wide open. He takes it over the top.
95-92. Portland lead is 3. Well, the Blazers have won the battle of who would control tempo tonight, but Jordan and the Bulls have shown they could adapt to the accelerated game. Steal by Jordan. Ball loose and out of bounds to Chicago. Into the lineup for the Bulls, Charles Oakley replacing Michael Jordan.
Well, this is one of those stretches in the ball game where Portland has a chance to take advantage of the fact that Jordan is out on the bench. They have Oakley, Corzine, Banks up front, Turner and John Paxson. They don't have a legitimate threat in there. Portland has got to try to push the pace of the game, try to run. They come inside looking for Charles Oakley. He draws a foul.
Terry Porter's called for the foul outside, and Steve Johnson will come back into the Trailblazer lineup now.
The thing that Portland doesn't want to do with Jordan on the bench is get themselves in the foul trouble early and allow Jordan to come back in, then create some opportunities by going to the free throw line.
Elston Turner's long jump shot off to Corzine. And the big whale rolls inside and converts again. It's 95-94, a one-point game. Steve Johnson replaced Jim Paxson. The Blazers going now with their big lineup of Caldwell Jones and Steve Johnson on the floor at the same time. Vandeweghe. Inside 10 minutes to play. Drexler, shot clock at 4. Won't go down for Clyde. Bulls have the ball. Elston Turner. Chicago trying to take the lead. Oakley. From a 15-point deficit, Chicago has now taken the lead by 1. Mike Schuller calls a timeout, and this big crowd at the stadium on its feet. Chicago 96, Portland 95. 9:27 left. Back after this timeout. Well, there's no doubt about who Chicago's star of the game is tonight, Michael Jordan. But Steve and I will be choosing the Smith's Home Furnishings Trailblazer star of the game before the end of this period. Some candidates, Kiki Vandeweghe, Steve Johnson, and Clyde Drexler. They've provided the offensive force, and Steve Johnson has pulled down 13 rebounds. 96-95 Chicago with 9:27 to play. It's still Steve Johnson, Caldwell Jones, Kiki Vandeweghe, Terry Porter, and Clyde Drexler for the Blazers. No Kenny Carr, and 3 Blazer players with 4 fouls. Johnson, Drexler, and Kersey.
Portland trying to go inside to Steve Johnson. Oakley cannot believe the call as he and Johnson battle. The capacity of this place is close to 20,000. They have 11,033 in here tonight. You would swear by all the noise that they have been making that the place is full. They just won the championship by going on top. There's still a lot of basketball to be played, and if the Trailblazers just settle down and use good execution, they should be able to get control of this game again. Illegal defense against the Bulls.
John Paxson called for dropping down in the key, too far off of his man, Terry Porter. You see the 2 coaches. They animated Doug Collins.
He's got 10-point wrong. Over, made the call.
Paul Mahal Malik chases Doug Collins back inside the coaching box.
Collins is saying he's got 2.9. He said, yeah, he used 3.
Drexler with Elston Turner.
Well, they had a clear side for Drexler only for a moment. Tough shot by Steve Johnson, and it goes in.
That's 20 in the ball game for Steve. 97-96. That's our third lead change of the game. When Chicago took the lead a moment ago, it was the first lead change we'd had since the Blazers bounced back from a 2-0 deficit. We have 8:35 to play in the game. Foul is called. It's the 5th on Steve Johnson. 5th foul on Steve Johnson comes with 8:34 to play, and Michael Jordan returns for Chicago. He replaces Elston Turner.
Well, it was the third team very quickly wanted to get him back in there because they now know that they can use they can use Jordan to try to attack inside, maybe get another foul. He comes right in and fires away.
44 for Jordan. Bulls 98, Blazers 97. Mike Schuller wants to get Jerome Kersey in next dead ball.
Well, Portland's got a front line that's not really accustomed to working together. That's Jones, Johnson, and Vandeweghe. Nearest throwaway by Portland. They're going to get a travel against Steve Johnson.
Johnson, a nice save, but he hopped and just bounced that pivot foot right in front of our telecast location, as you see the action.
Didn't look like he traveled. That foot was nailed to the floor. Looked like a bad call that went against the Trailblazers. The other foot was moving, but he was stationary with the other one.
Now inside the 8-minute mark, Jordan Drexler. Good defense inside by Caldwell Jones. And Chicago will retain. Jim Paxson comes in for Portland. And Terry Porter will check out. So again, Paxson for Porter. And a moment ago, as we mentioned, Johnson out, Jerome Kersey in. And now it's the smaller, quicker lineup that will go for Mike Schuller. 98-97 Bulls. John Paxson with brother Jim. Gene Banks. And a tough rebound for Caldwell Jones against the 2 Chicago Bulls.
Got to go to the hoop, and Kersey does, floats in for an easy 2. But whenever you get the defense spread out like that, you know nothing good is going to happen. Caldwell Jones grabs Michael Jordan. The crowd wants 2.
Caldwell Jones is whistled for his second personal foul as you see the play.
Well, you'll see. You'll see all of Michael Jordan's tongue on that play as he thought he was going to get a real good shot at going inside and possibly getting a 3-point play. Jones yanks him back down. The crowd was yelling for the goaltend against Jerome Kersey.
They actually have asked Michael Jordan to tell young people nationwide not to imitate him in the fear that some youngsters may have their tongue damaged if they had their chin hit. He said he's been doing that all of his life, and he made that announcement, though, don't imitate me in that regard. Blazers lead 99-98 as Michael Jordan misses free throws. That's rare. He's a good free throw shooter on the year, 83%. What a game tonight. Hope you've enjoyed it. Vandeweghe scores, and Kiki now with 29. 101-98. 7 minutes to play.
All you want now is that ball to come up from the outside and force them. John Paxson can make that shot, but you want to force him to shoot that ball from the outside, rebound it, and try to run against the Chicago Bulls. John Paxson, he has 7 points tonight.
Blazers leading 101-100. Jim Paxson trying to get an offensive play run. The team not setting up well into the set. Now the ball to Clyde. Ball still loose. Drexler saves. Jim Paxson. Kiki Vandeweghe. Missed the lay-in. Follow no good. Drexler. And a violation called prior to the shot.
Loose ball foul on Gene Banks as Portland, with some good hustle, stayed after the ball. They don't get it to go in, but they pick up the second team, third personal against Gene Banks. They get a new 24. Kiki at point-blank range, and it doesn't stay in. Kersey trying to keep it alive, and you'll see Banks cave in. Kiki Vandeweghe as he went to the floor.
Blazers by 1, 6:20 to play. Oakley the rebound. Michael Michael Jordan. Push off on Jordan. Great defense by Jerome Kersey. No, they call the foul. Push off on Jerome. That's my error.
You see Jordan come down. Paxson does a good job of position defense. He just went up and he hovered right there. Just Thompson says, you got him. And you see the reaction right there as Kersey cannot believe it. That is the 5th personal foul against Jerome. He's in double jeopardy. He's got 10 points and could leave the ball game as he's got the job of trying to shut down Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan now with 46 points in the ball game. 46 with that free throw. 102-101, Chicago by a point. 6 minutes to play in this NBA thriller. Another run down Elser Gulch. Jim Paxson, Caldwell.
Now you see Corzine is backing him because Caldwell Jones is not being an offensive threat. They make a good play inside on the Vandeweghe shot. Here comes Street and the Bulls.
Rotation to Jordan, and with Clyde, Jordan scores. 48 for Michael, 2 away from his season high. 104-101, Blazers down by 3. Paxson will not get the basket, but will get 2 shots. The foul is on Cedeo 3.
Third team.
Second foul on 3, 3rd team foul on the Bulls.
Well, you see Jordan set that up with the little jab step. He's very quick with that long right step anyway. Gives a little jab, gets the defender off a little bit further, raises up and knocks that one down. Paxson on the line. The thing that Portland has to do is be more aggressive at the defensive end and the offensive end as well. They've got to really challenge the basketball and who's ever trying to make a pass, force him to pick that ball up as Paxson gets 1 of 2. Fly ball over him so that they can't see the passing lane, and then come back at the offensive end and run the ball very quickly. Good move by Jordan.
He has 50 of the Bulls, 106, and Chicago by 4. By 4. Blazers having a hard time getting a conversion now. Opportunities rolling off the iron. Chicago leads by 4, and this crowd's going nuts. Cedeo 3. Michael Jordan. Rebound to Caldwell Jones. Drexler. Paxson. And Jerome will be at the line. The foul is on Charles Oakley, and that's his 5th personal foul.
Team foul.
Well, Paxson makes a good leave for Jerome Kersey, but Cedeo 3 made a better play on the ball and got a piece of it really to throw Jerome off as all of his momentum was going toward the hoop.
John Paxson in, Cedeo 3 out. Substitution with 4:37 to play. Chicago leading 106-102. Blazers led by 2 after 1, by 7 at the half, by 5 after 3. Portland has been an excellent 4th quarter team all year long. Steve Johnson about to come back in as Jerome makes his first free throw. So as Steve comes in, Kiki Vandeweghe will come out. Jerome Kersey makes 1 of 2. Michael Jordan with 50, and quickly the Chicago regular season record, 56, Chet Walker. The team all-time record, Jordan 63 in the playoffs against Boston a year ago. Jordan. Good pass to Oakley, and the Bulls lead by 5. Their largest lead of the night. 108, 103, 4:10 to play. Oakley with 13. Corzine to Paxson. Caldwell Jones. Foul. Gene Banks will be at the line. Brad Sellers will be go.
Not good offense offensive execution down at the Trailblazers end hurts them, and John Paxson wise it pushes the ball the other way very quickly. They'll get the transition foul on Caldwell Jones. Gene Banks at the line. He has a chance to push the Chicago Bull lead. 3:57 to go in the ball game. Plenty of time for Portland to get their composition back. Kiki Vandeweghe replaces Jerome Kersey. And what they need is good, hard defense, some better execution at the offensive end. The Bulls now have momentum. They feel very comfortable with the things that they're doing at the offensive end. They've got more people involved in the second half of play. Gene Banks gets his first two of the fourth period of play.
110-103, Chicago by 7. Their largest lead, 3:45 left. Steve Johnson with Dave Corzine. And a basket by Steve quells the crowd for a moment. 22 now for Steve Johnson. 29 for Kiki. 17 for Clyde, but none in the fourth quarter. 3:30 to play in the game. Sellers. Brad Sellers from Michael Jordan. 15 for Sellers. First basket in this half. 112-105. Clyde pushed as he went in for the drive, and Michael Jordan will be called for the foul. It's only his second of the night.
Clyde Drexler, 2 shots.
Good aggressive move by Clyde to draw the foul from Michael Jordan. 112-105. And Clyde Drexler converts. That's only his second free throw of the night. And his third, he's made them all. 112-107. 3:10 to play. The Blazers have won just 7 of 30 games played here at Chicago Stadium and have lost here 3 straight years. Sellers, the open man is Paxson. Good ball movement, Steve.
Well, that's a shot that John Paxson is capable of making, and when he gets that much time, he's going to do some damage. Portland has got to get some stops at the defensive end. They put the ball in the hands of Kiki Vandeweghe, and he gets a whistle. The good thing for Portland is the clock stops every time they get that whistle.
And Chicago takes timeout. We have 2:40 left to play in the ball game. Chicago by 7, 114-107. Right back after these messages. This time, our Meisterbrow fan vote response still 55-45, with you thinking we should use the final spot in the roster to take another center. It's not too late to voice your opinion. If you vote yes, call 733-5111. If you vote no, call 733-5222. A click will indicate your call has been recorded. Vandeweghe at the line, makes the free throw. That is 30 for Kiki. It's Bulls 114, Blazers 108, 2:40 to go. And now a 5-point lead. Michael Jordan needs one more point for a regular season high. No, the basket will not count. The foul came earlier.
Loose ball.
It's on Caldwell Jones.
Well, Jordan realizing that the defense had collapsed inside. You'll see Caldwell Jones. He does a good job of keeping Oakley from getting the basketball because he tackles him, pulls him down. That's going to get the free throw, but this is the guy you want on the line. Doesn't shoot free throws very well.
Fourth foul on Caldwell Jones. Oakley, 1 of 2 at the line tonight. Second-year player out of Virginia Union has been a big force for the Chicago Bulls team this year. Number 2 rebounder in the NBA makes 2 big free throws. It's a 7-point Chicago lead and 2:15 left. Clyde with a
Bulls
sweet
inside.
move under Michael Jordan, and Clyde Drexler now with 21, 116, 111. We hit the 2-minute mark left in the game.
Now what Portland has got to get is some good pressure on the basketball so that they can find a player that they're looking for, who undoubtedly is going to be Michael Jordan, and force that ball to come out outside, not inside. He gets the whistle. Anytime he gets some penetration, you're going to get a call that's going to go in favor of Jordan. Gets Drexler off his feet right there. Caldwell Jones will pick up the personal foul as he gets the body down below, and Jordan has a chance to get 51.
Steve Johnson's so careful there because he already has 5 fouls. This would be a new regular season high for Michael Jordan. 50 tonight. He had 50 earlier this year.
This has been a solid and a very, very outstanding 50 points. He hasn't taken a lot of shots. He's done a lot of things to really help the Chicago Bulls as we go to a break.
And there it is, 51 for Jordan, the new personal regular season high. Timeout with 1:50 left in the game. Bulls 117, Blazers 111. And we'll be back right after these messages. Bulls leading by 6, and Mike Schuler has 2 plus a 20 to play with, Steve.
Well, he's got the timeouts. He's got time working against him right now. 1:50 left in the ball game. And again, Portland has got to come out and be aggressive at the offensive end, get the ball moving, get the people moving out there very quickly. In these situations, you could look for the ball to be in the hands of Vandeweghe or Drexler, and looking for Portland to try to attack inside. They may also try to come very quickly with the three-pointers. Steve Johnson in the ball.
Clyde Drexler has the ball roll off of his hand, and he'll get no foul call, and Chicago has it with a 6-point lead. 1:45 left.
Well, they had a good play working, and Drexler had an advantage. He just lost control of the basketball. He was hoping he would get a whistle. He didn't, so Chicago has it back. They're looking inside, but you can bet that they're going to try to find Michael Jordan with the basketball.
1.5 minutes to play.
You got to make him come from right out there. He hits that one.
53 for Michael Jordan. Foul called on Jordan, and he explodes after getting the call going against him. Watch this reaction by Michael Jordan. Vandeweghe with 2 shots. And it's 119-112. Terry Porter in, Jim Paxson out, Jerome Kersey in, and Caldwell Jones out. The pressing unit for the final minute 21. Would you rethink your strategy now on... Nope, Chicago calls a timeout. We'll talk about your strategy in a moment. We have 1:21 left to play in the game. Bulls by 6. 119-113. Right back in just a moment.
1 point away.
Bulls leading 119-113 with 1:21 to play. Jim Paxson back in for the Trailblazers. And replays during the last timeout showed that perhaps Mr. Drexler should have been at the line for 2, Steve.
Well, all I can say is for you and the director, that's home cooking. When you're the team and you're the team in black, you're not going to get some of those breaks at the end of the ball game. The thing that has happened is Jordan has been consistent throughout. He's gotten some help from his friends, particularly here in the second half of play, and the Bulls have command of the basketball game, and they're thinking about 3 pizza here if the Bulls go over 120 points. Jordan with the basketball.
Paxson. We have 1:10 to play in the game. Chicago leading by 6. 10 on the shot clock. Chicago, you're trying to use as much of the 24 as they can, and we'll have traveling call. Double dribble called against the Chicago Bulls, and Vandeweghe will now come in for the Blazers, and Portland will call a timeout. They're down to 1 timeout in the 20. 1:02 left to go. Bulls leading by 6. We'll keep it here. Thoughts as the ball game began. Let Michael Jordan get his points within reason and shut down the other guys. How has that thought parlayed out in Mike Schuler's strategy and implementation?
Well, I think the thing that happened was in the first half of play, Jordan played very well. He was 10 of 16, but he didn't get much help from his friend. Vandeweghe was the only other player with double figures, and he had 13. In that third period of play, the Trailblazers broke down offensively and defensively. Jordan continued to scorch the net. He got 14 in the period, but they also got 33 points. Now, in the first 2 periods of play, they were held under 30 points. It looks like they're on their way to another 30-point period plus here in the ball game, and that is what's hurt them. Defensively, in the second half of play, they have not been able to keep the rest of the people out of the basketball game. Jordan has had an outstanding basketball game. When you look at his total, he was 10 of 16 in the first half. I think he's 9 of 15 now. He's only missed 6 shots in both halves of play, so he's doing his job, and he's keeping his team close, but they've let Charles Oakley get involved in the ball game, and in the first half of play, he only had 4 points. You get Gene Banks with 7 second-half points. You can go on down the line. John Paxson got involved, and those were players that were not involved offensively in the first half of play.
How good a job did Clyde Drexler and Jerome Kersey do, though, on Michael Jordan?
They did a good job. You're talking about a great talent, a guy that can score it over the top. He can take it to the basket. He can manufacture a shot. So you're not asking them to shut him down totally. You're just asking him to work harder. You know he's going to get about the number of shots he got tonight, which is 30. You've got to hope that he doesn't have a hot shooting night and also get free throws to go along with it. That's how you get 50 points.
Timeouts remaining. Trailblazers 1 plus a 20. Chicago 2 full timeouts left. 1:02 to go. Blazers down by 6. Must have a hoop now. Terry Porter.
Porter going all the way in. He caves the defense in. Steve Johnson misses again at point-blank range. They've got to come up and stop the Bulls with the basketball, who will think about running the clock out right now. They'll just use 24 seconds every time, so Portland has got to make a gamble on the basketball. Drexler does. Had it, got it back. Great play by Drexler.
Clyde Drexler scores. That comes with 34 seconds left. It's a 4-point game. Count is on. Corzine to inbounds. Pressure by Portland. And Chicago gets a timeout just barely before the 5-second count. 34 seconds left to play. Bulls won 19. Blazers won 15. Right back after this timeout. Bulls won 19, Blazers won 15, 34 seconds left. And right now, it's down to not much time for Mike Schuler to make things happen. His players have to do it for him.
Well, in this situation, you want good hard pressure on the basketball. Maybe you can force a 5-second violation and get the ball back. If not, you're going to try to make a play on the basketball as quickly as you possibly can. There's a play. They get the turnover.
Terry Porter. Drexler. 18 left in the game. Porter. No foul called. Now a jump ball is called. Porter can't believe he didn't get a foul. And what a sequence there. Both coaches are right out on the edge of the floor. And now they reverse it. The other official calls a foul on Jerome.
Kiki Vandeweghe, back to Kersey.
There's no question that Jerome Kersey had the arms of Charles Oakley or Gene Banks. No, it is Oakley that's going to come to the free throw line. A good player to foul again in this situation. Doesn't have the reputation of shooting the ball well, even though he got both of the free throws to go down the last time he was at the line.
Oakley has 15 points, 18 seconds left in the game, Bulls by 4.
The crowd is yelling, pizza, pizza, pizza. They get free pizza if they get 120. If they don't get 120 and they lose the ball game, Oakley better find another way away from Chicago Stadium tonight. This is a hungry crowd, not only for food, but they want to win for sure.
They may put him in that vault that Geraldo Rivera uncovered. There's 120, and why you hear such a loud reaction from the crowd. They will get free pizza. And now the Blazers take a timeout. The Blazers will take their final full timeout with 18 seconds to play. Score is 121-15, Chicago by 5. The Blazers got a real break off the great pressure, Steve. When Chicago was inbounding the ball, they get a turnover, Steve intercepts. Then they come down the floor, and they really didn't use the time very well.
Why they used the time well, they didn't use the opportunity well. So Terry Porter is going to the basket. But after Clyde Drexler got control of the basketball, he gave Porter a shot. Porter decided he wanted penetration and really didn't go in with real good authority. That's why he didn't get the call. The ball then comes back out. Jerome Kersey trying to save it. They get the foul.
All right, but when they first come down the floor, Terry doesn't penetrate. He takes it out to Clyde. And then it finally comes back to Terry. There was 34 seconds left when Chicago inbounded the ball. Now there are 18 seconds left, 16 seconds gone. And Mike Schuler trying to make things happen with the diagrams with 18 seconds left and down by 5. Does he need a three-point play right away?
You need a hoop. Okay, so what Portland will try to do is take either the 3 or the 2. They're going to take what the defense gives them. Now you can score, you can still come back and try for a steal. Maybe if you've seen the sequence of plays where Drexler made a steal on Jordan, they got a turnover down there. They might be able to come up with the ball without fouling. If they can do that, they still have a chance to get the three-point play. So you want to make sure you get a good shot. But if the three-pointer is there, you've got to take it.
120 to 115. Bulls are leading by 5. Mike Schuler sends Steve Johnson, Clyde Drexler, Kiki Vandeweghe, Terry Porter, Jim Paxson on the floor for the final 18 seconds. Elston Turner will now come in for defense. He'll go against Paxson, Jordan, Banks, Corzine, and John Paxson, the remainder of Doug Collins' quintet. Down 5, 18 seconds left.
Steve Johnson, and he nails John Paxson, setting the fifth to get Terry Porter free. That is it for Steve Johnson. He fouls out of the ball game. There will be free throws shouted. You'll see Johnson right there, still moving a little bit as he gets John Paxson.
Steve Johnson fouls out with 22 points. Jerome Kersey fouled out 3 seconds ago on the game clock with 11 points. Michael Holton now comes in. Michael Holton is in the game for pressure.
You've got to get to the basketball. You got to try to make a play on the basketball. Porter pops it away, and in the process, they use 4 seconds. There's 11 seconds left. You got to get to the ball. You got to make a play, and if nothing else, you got to stop the clock.
9 seconds left. Bulls leading by 5, and Elston Turner will be at the line.
Well, you see Doug Collins, and he is saying to his team, they got no timeouts left, so don't worry about it. We missed the shot. Just make sure you get back. Don't foul. Don't stop the clock.
Brad Sellers will come in for Chicago and replace Dave Corzine. Quite a ball game here at Chicago Stadium tonight. And Elston Turner trying to put the cap on it. He has 9 points. The big story tonight, 53 for Michael Jordan. A marvelous performance tonight by Jordan. 121-115, 9 seconds left. The Blazers could still tie with 2 3-pointers. Clyde needs to put it up, feed Kiki, to let him go to the hoop.
You got to stop the clock. Banks is confused as to what he wants. They're going to let Jordan dribble out the clock. That's the ball game, and Chicago wins it 121 to 117.
Final score, Chicago Bulls 121, the Portland Trailblazers 117. We come right back with our post-game show after this timeout. Led by the 53 points of Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls defeat the Portland Trailblazers tonight by a score of 121 to 117. The Bulls now 16-16 on the year. They have won 3 in a row. Meanwhile, the Trailblazers fall to 21-14. The Blazers have now won 14 of their last 19 as they go on to New Jersey tomorrow night. Tonight, Smith's Home Furnishings Trailblazer star of the game is Kiki Vandeweghe, who had a team-high 35 points. In appreciation of his efforts, Kiki will receive a special gift from Smith's Home Furnishings. We've got highlights, statistics, and a post-game interview coming up on our post-game show, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
Trailblazer basketball. Tonight's game was brought to you by Alaska Airlines, serving all of Alaska and cities throughout the West. By Smith's Home Furnishings. Remember, Smith's refuses to be undersold. By First Interstate Bank, the bank that's setting the pace. By Rich Smooth Meisterbrow, the beer that only tastes expensive. By your locally owned Thriftway store, where you always get a good deal and a good deal more. By Coca-Cola and your local Coca-Cola bottler. We've got a taste for you, Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola Classic.